Hey y'all. Welcome back to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. We are here now to talk about some relatable content.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
I'm coming to this relatable content feeling like a real asshole in some ways, but not in all ways.
I think it's fair. I don't think you have to feel,
Christine's making me feel a lot better about it, about calling
yeah.
Kate Middleton a pick me, and
I
then
mean,
finding
look,
out,
that information still stands,
you
especially like
know,
that was,
you're right. That was
nothing about that
before.
changed.
You're very right. You're very right. So,
Okay.
just to back up a little bit, in case you did not listen to last week's episode, we, of course, during our relatable content, speculated as much of the internet did about what the fuck was going on with Kate Middleton. And I can't even lie. Like, the jokes on Twitter were very funny. It was a good time on the internet. You know, the royal family
Listen,
is
and it's
crazy.
been weeks, right? Like, people have been like
Yeah.
talking about this for weeks, and I finally was like, "What is going on with the girl? Like, where is
Where
she?
is
Like,
she?
what's going on with her? Like, hello?" I was
Yes.
like, "I'm
So
confused now. I gotta pay attention. Like, what's happening?"
right. We were literally all speculating. And so, of course, we speculated on the pod. And literally the next day, the royal family was like, oh, so sorry. Don't you feel like an asshole now? She has cancer. And I'm just
Right,
like, fuck, man. Like, I gotta say
right.
something.
Poor Shelby, just
Yeah.
just getting eaten up. She just feels eaten up. I'm like, girl, it's all right. Like,
You
again,
know,
half the world at least wanted to know what was going on,
exactly. And I
and
still, as you said, the royal family fucked this up. They
the
fucking bungled this
antics.
so
Like,
hard. Like, it didn't have to be like this. You could have just been like, hey, we're dealing with something, you know?
I'm baffled because again, these are the royal family. They have PR. So,
Right.
like, I'm confused on why this happened in this way. Why was there a stunt double? Why do all that? Like, just say, hey, Joe, it's a private matter, or
Just that.
as much or as little. But all of that just makes it weird now, right? Like, now it
Mm-hmm.
makes it feel like I don't know if I trust that or that. Like, I'm
Well,
not sure what to think, but it
because
doesn't matter. But
we also just found out that Charles has cancer. King Charles or whatever. Nobody really gives a fuck about him. He's a philanderer, and we don't. Him and Camilla can just go on somewhere and be fine. But like, also, yeah, he also just said he had cancer. So it's just like,
that
although
makes it even more strange.
you know what they said. Well, Kate isn't in this, so this is not including Kate because she's not part of the family in that way. But all that royal inbreeding and shit, like that shit comes down to fuck you up in the genetics in the genetics department. So like, are we surprised? Not super.
Well, it's your cousin, this such and such cousin. Like, oh,
Ooh, I
okay.
don't like that. I don't think you're supposed to
Like,
do
how they're
that.
related? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but we are definitely sorry to
Yes.
hear about Kate's diagnosis.
Yeah.
We hope that you know she beats it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. It's
know,
that sucks. I don't wish that on literally anybody. I'm sure
absolutely, yeah.
as everybody, most people I think have had some family member or close friend that has had some form of cancer at some point. It fucking sucks. Like, yeah, that's terrible. And I'm hoping that she's well. We're sending the good vibes her way.
Good vibes, good energy,
Yeah,
healing energy
all of
her
that.
way. And hopefully, somebody, we're gonna have to let somebody go on the PR team about that. Like
Man,
that.
I
So it's
swear.
like somebody's getting
Because
fired. It's like,
she's
yes,
still
somebody's getting
out here
fired.
not wearing a ring. Like, it does not, it's, it's complicated. It's the royal family as an institution, mostly bad. Interesting, intriguing. We all want to know what's going on, but also we can acknowledge, like,
It's just a lot of fuckery going.
yeah, monarchy kind of bad, right? Like, very
let it go.
expensive.
Let's let it go. It's time
Yeah,
to let it go.
yeah.
Everybody
Anyway,
release. Just
man.
go get your little cottage somewhere on the countryside and just, do your thing, and let's just let this monarchy thing go. You're already not, like, you're here for appearances. Like, it's not even like you're ruling anything anymore. Like, it's really truly
Exactly.
done.
And like the wealth and like the waste and yeah, anyway, I could go on forever about that. So
Go on.
I don't have to. We can talk about our next piece of relatable content.
Next piece of trash here.
Oh man, when I saw this in the outline, I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about this. This shit is crazy."
This shit is crazy. So, our next item, we're going to talk about Diddy. Again, and where is Diddy? This week's question is, where is Diddy?
Who's missing this week? Now, he better not come out and be like, I have cancer. Like, no, you don't, sir. No, you don't.
Well, I think we'll be less sympathetic, honestly.
Right. Diddy seems like not a good person.
Yeah, the allegations. I was watching a news piece about this, and I was just was disgusted, honestly, but not surprised. But not because it's him, just because, like, I mean, one of these allegations, the big part of the allegations is sex trafficking, right?
Right.
And so, wealthy, powerful people are the people that move the sex trafficking industry. So, like, hearing a wealthy, powerful person is alleged in sex trafficking is like, oh, yeah, not a surprise there.
That makes sense. It's, there's undercurrents of that shit going on all the time. And, like, I don't mean that in a weird, like, Epstein conspiracy theory way, although that guy was fucking atrocious. But, like, it is true that, like, with money and power buys you access to all sorts of fucked up things. So, like, yeah. So I don't actually know. I've seen headlines, but I haven't done a ton of in-depth reading about this. So do you have like enough to give me like an overview of what's happening?
So, okay. So, this has been going on for a little while. There have been these allegations coming out. I guess, several women have come out about things about rape, sexual abuse.
I have seen that.
Including Cassie, who was one of his recording artists, and
they dated too for a while. Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought they like dated.
Diddy's one of those people. It's almost like he's an Aquarius. I don't think he is, but he just has these relationships with women that are ambiguous at best.
Right,
people
because
who really should have married or whatever. Well,
he's.
I mean, maybe not, but
is it JT that he's dating now from the City Girls? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like I don't know if they're still maybe not after all this. Well, is she gonna visit him in prison?
Where is your man? Like, where is he? I mean, he hopped on a plane, but we'll get to that.
Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
So amongst those allegations, then came information about alleged connection or involvement in sex trafficking. And then things really got interesting. Now the case with Cassie, he actually settled, I think it was last year.
I saw that
last year. But even her lawyer's statement still says to these other things like, his behavior, hopefully he, basically justice will happen for the behavior that he's been involved in.
Right.
So it wasn't like well, no, we don't think he did. Like, no one's saying they don't think this stuff happened either. Like, not many people are like, no, he's such a great guy.
No one's defending his character either. And we've kind of all, I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm aging myself here by talking about making the band. But like we've seen him be an unlikable character on TV, and like you can absolutely imagine how that would transfer over to all this bad behavior.
Yeah. So the thing is, Diddy has not been outside of criticism or accusation,
right?
From people over the years of like most of the time it's been on the business end, right? Of business practices, cheating people out of money, or not actually paying, or doing just shady business practices, right? People have been talking about that for years and years and years. But this stuff is like a whole different level, right? Like, once we talk about human trafficking, sex trafficking, like you into
Yeah.
some underground, deep
Yeah. Some
kind of
bad
stuff,
shit.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Just make sure I continue to say that throughout
Allegedly.
this conversation.
Yes.
But yeah. So, okay. Just the other day, was it Monday? Today is Wednesday. Yes. So Monday, the feds and some other agencies
Oh.
did a raid on both of his homes, one in LA, the other in Miami Beach. And, then, Twitter was all of us. 50 Cent had something to say.
He always has something to fucking say.
No, he always got something to say. But, this time I was like, okay, I am with you on this. I'm with you when you're right. But I'm not often.
When you're right, you're right. Yeah.
Not often are we with each other, but I'm with you when you're right. And what he said was, this doesn't happen if they don't have a case. Like all the different agencies, they have the TBI, not the TBI. That's
The
just
TBI.
the acronym. Left my mind. Not the TBI.
But all
the
the
HSI. They had the HSI.
wait, I don't even know. Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. They had someone there, an agency for trafficking.
Oh my
They
God.
had, the feds were there. Like, there's all kinds of different representation.
Yeah.
Because one of them was for, they had armed guards. They came in on a tank.
Yeah. Right.
So it was like a scene to see. And
this is like some Scarface ass shit, especially in Miami.
Overkill, but it's like they explained every reason.
Sure.
That they had these different people. Like one of the I guess the guards were there because he has like private armed security. So
right.
they have to have armed guards
just in case. Yeah.
It's wild. Now, of course, Diddy was not at home. Diddy has left the country. Which again is not what people that are not guilty do.
Right. They don't usually yeah, it's 50 Cent. You're right. 50 Cent actually had a good point. Like, they really don't want to do this, especially because they know how fucking high profile it's going to be. Now, I don't want to act like any of the U.S. government agencies are, it's ACAB over here. Like, we hate the cops. But also, if you fucked up, you fucked up. They're not going to run that risk.
And it's like they, again, they have to present evidence in front of a magistrate to get the search warrant to do this. So it's not just like they run it up on them. Like, they have to put together some evidence and make a case.
Yeah.
So,
and that probably took years, like, to get this level of a raid of a home.
Oof. This is some stuff right here. So, I'm, it's very concerning. I did hate to see I don't want to say the boys because they are grown men, but his sons, handcuffed, and I hope that they're not in any way involved.
That's terrible.
But yeah, just, a lot going on there.
A lot going on there.
I don't know that he'll be willingly coming back, but I'm like, dude, it don't matter if you leave the country or not. I know you're not trying to tell you wherever you are, so they can't come get you. But if they find anything, they're coming for you back. They're gonna come to wherever you are and come and get you. Because like what? Like this, it's just insane.
That's really crazy. It's something else. Well, so I just wanted to look because I wasn't sure. I thought I had seen something, and I can't find anything about it right now. But I could have sworn that I saw another headline today that said that he tried to flee the country, but that they detained him at some point. But maybe I was talking about something else. I'm not seeing that now. But I did see this thing about they arrested some drug mule of his, and it's just this skinny ass white dude who used to play basketball for Syracuse. And he's like Diddy's alleged drug mule, and I'm like, how did you get this random ass, probably rich white boy? Well, I don't know. Who knows? I could probably think of a few ways.
Questions,
yeah.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know?
This is so random, but
people
anyway.
are talking. They're saying some things. The things that they're saying, I haven't read the reports of the abuse, but like what they say they have read is pretty explicit and pretty similar also to
Yeah.
other people's stories.
Mm.
So very interesting things happening there.
Yeah.
You know, nothing, there have not been any charges at this point. So, you know,
It's
these
all
are all
alleged.
allegations.
Yes, exactly. Please don't sue us. I did look up his birth chart if you would like to do a bonus birth chart real quick. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Or hear about it, I guess?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we have a birth time for him, so no rising sign. But we do know of, as you said, that his sun is in Scorpio. His moon is in Virgo, which makes sense that he'd have some earth in there with all the money things. Tracks to me.
Mm-hmm.
His Mercury is also in Scorpio. His Venus is in Libra, which that's funny to me. I'm just like, that's kind of a good placement, actually. It's
money. I mean, like,
yeah, I guess that's
Venus and Libra.
Yeah, that does track.
I mean, Taurus would be more, you know, but like,
right.
there's still something there. Like, Venus and home.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some interesting, you know, that Virgo moon. Like, there's, you know, like, I'm thinking about all this, like, the organization that it takes to put, you know, to really.
Well, and his Mars is Capricorn, so yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of favorable placements with money and, you know, like
building what he has built, and maybe doing some of the other things, you know.
Right.
Again, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But disappointed.
Yeah.
But
you hate to see it.
Not surprised. We do hate to see it. So we'll see what happens. Again, these are all allegations. No charges have been brought at this time.
Yes.
Now look, tomorrow we'll get an update. We'll be like, you know what? Come on now.
Right. You'll be able to tell like when we recorded the podcast based on how fresh the Diddy news is. Like
Right. I'm sure there will be something before this comes out, or by the time this comes out, there will be some new information. So
yeah,
you know, hey, we'll all stay tuned.
See what happens.
But yeah. So let's go to maybe a less dark celebrity birth chart. Now he does have that Scorpio again too. So again,
right.
Dabbling in the dark
stuff, not surprising at all.
In the dark stuff. Mysterious, you know, being secretive.
Right.
Under kind of, you know,
Yeah.
Now again, when you're not in the elevated status of these signs, or, you know.
That's what happens.
Yikes. You gotta, you know, things that you do, they will come out.
Yep. That'll bite you in the ass later. All right. So who is our next? Of course. Who's our actual celebrity birth chart this week?
So our actual celebrity birth chart, we have an Aries this week, and someone else who has been, you know, I guess a controversial figure.
Oh.
Though for less reasonable reasons.
Okay.
And that is one Halle Bailey. Not Barry, but Bailey.
Yeah.
Of Chloe and Halle.
Yeah.
The sisters with voices. No SWV.
No SWV. It makes a lot of sense to me that she would be an Aries. I didn't realize that. This is new for me. Okay.
Yes. So, you know, very, very outspoken as well.
Yes. As we're finding.
So, yeah, Halle has recently, you know, we'll backtrack a few years here and bring us forward. So Halle was more controversially in the news a few years ago because she had accepted a role as Ariel in Disney's live action film The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
And people were upset. Some people were overjoyed.
Yes. And some people were so fucking unreasonably upset by this.
Some people were very angry.
What is your fucking problem? To those people.
Like, just racism just reared its head. People just were people were crying. There were just all kinds of pity parties and, you know, just my child, like, what is she gonna see? Like, no, we have to remember that, this is a fictional character.
A
Like,
fictional
it's not a
character.
real person. So there's
Oh
not
my
like an importance
God.
of keeping their likeness.
No.
Um,
That's the whole point of making a, real life version of this animated
right.
character. Like, that is the point. You can do whatever we want.
You can do whatever
God.
you want.
People
I'm
are
like, did they not
crazy.
see? I mean, like Disney did you see the Cinderella movie back in the day? It was like Brandy and Whitney
Yes.
Houston.
Yeah, it was
That
so
was like the most
good.
mixed cast.
Yeah. They used to play that on Disney Channel all the time when I was a kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shout out to
listen.
Brandy.
Cinderella. Yes. Okay. But like that whole cast was like, I mean, it was big then too when that movie came out. We had like the Prince was like Asian and Brandy was
Yeah.
black, Whitney Houston was black, the stepsisters, one was white, one was black, the stepmom was white. Like it was all kind of different. It was like, no, none of this makes sense. But we were here for it. It was fine. Because it's
Yeah.
fiction.
Well, and that speaks so much to the fucked up like political climate right now that people are like weird about that. Like, why the fuck would that matter? Like, not even why would it matter, but why wouldn't you just celebrate it? Like, it's a good thing. Like,
And she's like, oh, we like her, and she can really sing. And Ariel had the damn characters and not her singing.
exactly.
Hello?
Exactly. Fuck. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Like,
Anyway,
we could have found a white redhead that can sing. We could have dyed her hair red. Like, it's fine.
but you were probably gonna pick if it would have been somebody who was white, and they would have picked somebody who doesn't look like her at all anyway,
At all.
and then they would have put a fucking
It
red
would be
wig
like
on her.
Ariana Grande, and it's like, no, okay,
Exactly.
y'all. No, wait a minute.
And now I know Ariana Grande loves to cosplay as a non-white person, but in fact, she's fucking white, okay? It's not yeah.
Come on now, y'all. Come on.
Can I give you a really random ass sidebar really quick? Because you said
Yes.
Ariana Grande. Sorry. I'll make it quick. My parents are way cooler than I am, and they went to New York a few weeks ago. And they have a friend who works on the set of Saturday Night Live, and so he got them tickets to go see be part of the Saturday Night Live audience or whatever while it was being filmed. And it was the week that Ariana Grande was the musical guest.
Yes.
And so they came back from New York and they were telling me all about it, and they were like really excited about it, like they had a really good time or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of thought like, my parents being my parents and listening to the kind of music they listen to, I was like, oh, you're probably going to be like, Ariana Grande, whatever. But they were talking about it, and she was like in some of the skits, and my mom was like, oh yeah, she was just so cute. And my dad was like, yeah, she was so cute. And like, I was like, oh, okay, all right, you're Ariana Grande's biggest fan now? Okay, don't tell me anymore, actually.
I'm good.
I'm so good on that. Anyway, this is so random. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to tell you that. And that's...
I've found in recent months, like Spotify's, it's been trying to slip some things in. Definitely slipped a little Ariana Grande. I'm like, oh, okay, what's that song? I was like, hey,
ponytail girl.
Let me push hard on this. I like this song. I'm
right.
Like, hold on.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep changing. We will get back to Halle Bailey's birth chart. I promise.
We're coming back, Halle.
But that reminds, speaking of Ariana Grande, I started watching this documentary called Quiet on the Set. You heard of it?
Yes. Why have I heard of it?
Okay, it's on HBO. It's about, and again, this will be a generational thing, I think, because maybe not. Maybe you probably...
Wait, did you talk about this last week?
Did I talk about it last week? About the Dan Schneider? Yes.
Yeah, Dan Schneider.
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my.
You've heard of it because I literally talked about it.
Yes, because you talked.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
Thank you. I was about to go do a whole thing, but I did want to say I started watching it, and I always forget Ariana Grande started off on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
she was a child star, and I want you to watch it because I want to talk about it because it's fucked up. But they're showing all these like scenes that this dude wrote that were like really creepy, and like you go back and watch them now, and you're like, ew, like why did they, But at the time, when I was a kid, I was like, haha, this is funny. I'm a child. But then you grow up and you're like, oh, that's a very adult joke, like inappropriate. Anyway. there's several scenes that they played that I was like, this is fucking disgusting. And they were all with Ariana Grande. They're like
Oh wow.
slapstick humor, like she's getting sprayed in the face with stuff, but it's like in a very like weirdly fucked up erotic way. Like it's gross. It's not something that's going to make you feel good, but I cannot stop watching it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna watch it. You know me. I love a documentary. I'm
I
gonna
know
get
you
in there.
do.
But I'm like, okay, how much of it can I take in? That's the question.
I should have. I wish that well, there is a trigger warning on the show, so I'm like, I wish I had a trigger warning. I did, but I was like, I'll be fine, and I was like, oh my god, this is what they were talking about. Like, ooh, it's gross.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just like, I have a whole different perspective on her now that I know and remembered what she went through being a child in that environment. I'm like, you know what? She's calling her a homewrecker. There's like stuff with her and the guy she's dating. I don't know enough about it to talk about it on the podcast, but
I get it.
I'm just like, you know what? Leave that girl alone. Actually, she went through a lot. So anyway, sorry.
As we're finding out, this industry I mean, we know it, but like the more people talk about the things that happen in this industry,
it's fucked.
It's really fucked, and
yeah.
Anyway,
so sorry I had to
Halle.
right down the drain, but yes, Halle, tell us about Halle's birth chart.
So Halle, so we got the part about Ariel.
Yes.
So now more recently, Halle was in the news because she hit a whole baby.
Oh my god.
Whole pregnancy.
Isn't that crazy? Like how? I mean, good for her. Privacy.
It was wild. Now people were starting to speculate. Now here's where this gets a little wild, right? Now people online were starting to speculate that Halle was pregnant. But she would like come back at them and say things about like the body shaming and this, that, and the other, and like go on this kind of like platform about this thing. And I'm like, it's gaslighting. Hell, you're
it's giving gaslighter. Like what? I mean, she's right. You shouldn't body shame people, and really, everyone on the internet should probably mind their fucking business.
Mind their business,
myself included. Right? Honestly,
and it's like, gotta leave it there, girl. Leave it and mind yours. Like, don't go to that place, because now, of course, it comes out. She's like, oh yeah, here's my. I think it's a son. It was a son.
Congratulations, I guess.
I'm like, hey, girl, congrats. Like, I'm not mad at you. And again, ways we could have done this differently. But, she's been very adamant, as an Aries would be. She didn't feel no ways about it. And everybody should have minded their business. And she didn't owe it to anyone to let anyone know.
Okay. I mean, you know what? She's not wrong about that. But she's not wrong. You didn't have to lie to people. You didn't.
But you didn't have to gaslight us, girl. You didn't have to
There's a happy medium in there somewhere, and that is not it. That's for sure. So okay,
it's quite interesting. So Miss Halle, she's got a beautiful baby now. And we're very happy. So now Halle is an Aries sun. She is a Capricorn moon.
Okay. Tracks.
Mercury and Venus are in Pisces.
Oh. Okay.
Now the Mercury in Pisces actually gives like very siren energy to me.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, so perfect for Ariel. I mean, hello's in her birth chart.
Oh my god, it really was. That actually is perfect interpretation. Yes. Okay.
Y'all just didn't consult the astrology, but the astrology says she's supposed to be Ariel anyway.
It sure did.
Nice. Her Mars is in Taurus. Okay. Her Jupiter is in Taurus. Her Saturn is in Taurus. Her Uranus is in Aquarius. Her Neptune is in Aquarius. Okay. Her Pluto is in Sagittarius. Let's see. Let's go down. Her ascendants. Come back to ascendant. Ascendant is in Gemini.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is also, it's very interesting energy because again, then her midheaven is in Aquarius.
Okay.
Same, girl. Her North Node is in Leo. I was like, wait, why does it look like the same figure?
Huh. Interesting.
And her Chiron is in Sag. Oh, this has the Lilith too. Okay. And the Lilith is in Capricorn.
Okay.
It's giving me like dominatrix.
Yeah, she's got a lot of interesting energy in there. Like you said,
Yes.
that siren sort of energy. I never know what to do with the Capricorn moon. I'm just like, okay, Richie Rich.
Well, also, yeah, like several of her placements are, so her sun is in exaltation, Aries.
Right.
Her moon is actually in detriment in Capricorn.
Right, yes.
And of course, because that is the opposite of Cancer, which is where the moon is.
Right.
Her Mercury is at a fall in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces. And then she has the Uranus is domicile in Aquarius.
Right. Okay.
But so she's got several little dignities popping in there. But yeah, she's got some. I get it. Like you get some good placements, and then you get some real shit placements.
Yeah, very interesting stuff.
No. There are no shit placements. They're just challenges.
Just challenge. You know what? Anytime that you're like, this is difficult, this is bad, this is blah. Maybe it's a challenge. It's just a good reframe all around. This person is a challenge. You know? But that sounds so much better than being like, this person sucks. This placement sucks.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
It's a challenge for me. This is a growth area. Now, growth area for Halle is that she has a Pluto conjunct with her descendant or opposite her ascendant. And I was like, ooh, girl, Pluto setting. I have a Saturn setting, and that's got its own thing. But I'm like, Pluto, like, what does that do? So I'm over here researching what's going on with this Pluto opposite the ascendant.
Sounds destructive to me.
It says that like Pluto opposite the ascendant, you attract very intense partnerships.
Yeah.
And those intense partnerships, especially when Pluto is involved, can be, what do we say? Pluto can be harmful.
Yes, it can.
Harmful.
It can.
So something she should very much watch out for, but also in Sagittarius. So again, someone probably that's already not real consistent.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. That's tough.
So just kind of watch those partnerships, and again, those aren't just romantic, but watch those relationships that she attracts into her life.
All of them.
Pluto is, you'll learn some lessons, but
for sure,
real hard ones. Wish we didn't have to go through.
Yeah, it won't be fun, that's for sure.
Not fun. But yeah, so otherwise, she's got some really interesting energy. Most of her planets are in the southern hemisphere, which is the top part of the chart. And so that energy gives very much like energy to the world, to others. Versus in the bottom half, the northern hemisphere is more internal energy. So a lot of her energy, her things that she is to do in life are directed towards others, which very much makes sense for her industry.
Exactly.
Her chosen field.
Yeah, it does.
So that's Miss Halle Bailey. She's got that fire. She's got that Piscean Mercury, and she let us know that it wasn't our business, and that she was she hid the whole pregnancy. And I was like, well, good for you, girl.
Mind your business.
And she hid it, and she just popped out with a baby. It was like, I kept it a secret because like a Pisces. Hello,
like a Pisces. Ooh, now you got to deal with this. Yeah. Well,
here I am.
Congratulations. I hope her and the baby are well. And happy birthday to her.
That's all I to do, just pop out one baby.
Man.
Start the whole pregnancy. Like, pregnant? Like, yeah.
I would love to do that, but I also cannot shut the fuck up. So, I know that I will not be a mystery in that way.
I have no idea if I would be, at this point, would I be like all over the internet that I was pregnant or what? I don't know that I would hide it really.
Yeah. But it might not be an announcement per se.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like, hey, I'm like, look, this is about to be a trial, okay?
Right.
But like, I'm getting elderly.
Not elderly. Stop it. Stop it.
In the pregnancy world,
Well,
definitely in the elderly space. So like, we're gonna have to just, I'm sorry, geriatric.
geriatric. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, like, so if I get pregnant, it's still like, we're gonna have to pray or something.
Yeah, look, we'll pray over Christine. We'll lay hands on Christine.
Lay hands, so
Everything will be just fine.
wouldn't happen, girl.
But you know what? Right now, we don't have to worry about that shit. That's for sure.
This just reminded me of a story that I maybe need to tell you off mic. And then you can decide if it's an on mic story.
Okay, I like this game. Let's take a quick break right here. Leave the listeners with a cliff note. Not a cliff note, a cliffhanger. Cliffhanger.
Right.
You'll find out very soon. If we don't acknowledge it at all, then you'll know that we decided to move past that shit. All right, we will be right back, y'all.